So welcome to another Westin video, and today is a quite special one because we are visiting one of the lakes I fished when I was a child. I haven't been here for 20 years. Now we brought the swamp donkey, I brought Eric. So for one of my last videos, or probably the last video I will ever do for Westin Fishing as an employee, we're gonna see if there's any fish in this lake. So actually this right here is a epic area because this is where I learned how to back with a trailer. Because when I was small, young boy, I had a super small four-wheeler, and my dad helped me put a canoe on a timber trailer, a small timber trailer, and then I drove here by myself, and that was no problem to getting here. But then I had the problem of turning around. You see, there's stuff everywhere, and I mean the rig was quite long, and the canoe and everything. So I had to figure it out by myself here amongst all the trees, how to turn around, back up and stuff with the trailer. And I can tell you, it was chaos, but it was a good way of learning because I really got thrown in there, and I trailered that canoe a lot of times, and basically that's how I learned how to back with a trailer at a super young age. And of course, I've had a lot of benefit from that in all my years as a grown-up now. So now we're gonna pull the swamp donkey into the lake here. Me and Eric are gonna put some man force into it and see if there's any fish. So I think I'll start by just making a couple of casts here because, yeah, like even before I had the canoe here, this is where we ran along the shoreline, just casting amongst the lily pads, just small twin tail and curl tail soft lures. And that's why I thought this also could be a fun thing to try, because we caught a lot of perch in this lake just by fishing amongst the lily pads. So our new spinnerbaits, the MVibe series, should be something that could work here, and maybe we'll catch a couple of pike also on while doing it. I thought that I'll just take a couple of casts here and see if there's any fish. I mean, basically, someone had put a small canoe here, but it looks like it's been here forever. I don't know if people have been fishing here, probably not. And I haven't been here for about 20 years. Yep. See if this is a perch or a pike. Ah, small pike. This is how I remember them. It's like completely black. Yeah. Look how cool they are. Oh man. This is I don't even remember them being this black. They're so cool. I've never seen pike this black in any other lake. This is like super special for this lake for me. And the MVibe. I hope we catch some perch here because that's what I kind of wanted to catch, but look how cool they are. Have you seen a pike this black before? Oh man, and they're super cool. And something that is like very underrated in Sweden is actually small spinnerbaits, like the MVibe and stuff. Spinnerbaits are like 12, 30 grams. Like it's a fish catcher like in any situation like this, and it's so easy. You can just cast it in over lily pads, just drag them over the lily pads, falls down, swims a little bit, drag it over a pad. It's very, very effective, and it's perfect if you're fishing from shore because you get snagged very, very little. And basically perch, pike, they just love it. So like if you're fishing from shore and you don't really know what to use, spinnerbait is always a good idea. It's just like the old classic spinners, except these don't twist your line and you don't get caught all the time in the bottom. I'm also going to try some surface lures. We have the new poppers and stuff, the small poppers. So if we find some perch, definitely going to try some poppers. Nice. Probably another small pike. Yep. Black as my soul. incredibly cool, these fish. I mean, they're not the biggest ones, but I remember catching these size fish in this lake. Like, this is where I come from. Catching pike, beautiful colorations. But we also caught a lot of perch in this lake. We haven't seen a perch yet today, so kind of worried about that, but we are catching a couple of pike. And it would be so cool to see a bigger pike in that coloration. It would be super cool amongst the lily pads in here. It was funny, just like, I remember these trees. Now the anchor has let go here, but just like 10 meters past the tree there, I remember when me and my buddy were in the canoe, and I reeled up and I just had like this small twin-tailed soft lure on, and I just held it above the surface, and I looked at my buddy and talked to him, and a pike just flew up through the water. Probably not a big one, but it feels like it was a huge pike looking back at it. But it's just a super strong memory because I got so scared and it just jumped out of the water to grab the lure. That was like one of the first memories of how aggressive a pike can be. It was like a very strong memory, actually. Super cool. Oj, där. Hopp. Another small black pike here. Oh, look how nice the markings, like orange markings on the belly. Like, they're so special here. What? MVibe. Super cool fish. Like, just imagine one of those being like 110 centimeters or even bigger. We'll see what we can catch here today. But super small pike, but they're beautiful. And at least there's still fish here after all these years. Yeah. Whoop. Another little pike here. Super cool. But they're all super small. Yeah. They're not big. They're basically all the same. Yep. A big one. Oh ja. Där lär ju hugga en liten gädda. What a freaking strike! Oh man, I just told Eric, like, that's a there should be a small pike there. Yeah, that's a good cast. Like a freaking dolphin. On the new spot on popper. That was cool. What a freaking strike. I mean, this is super much nostalgia for me. This is just what I did when I was a small boy running around here in the woods, fishing every lake. But I always liked this lake. And since I could get my canoe in here, it was always great fun. I don't think the pike were much bigger than this, but they felt a lot bigger back then. But it's cool. Cool to be back. Oi, oi, oi. That was a cool strike. So for the spinnerbaits and lures like the blade bite, we have these new spinnerbait rods in the W2 series. We have them in 7.6 feet long, and we have 1 to 28 gram, and we have this one to 65 grams. So we have them both for lighter pike fishing, I would say, and the 28 gram version is perfect for perch fishing, or just like today, small pike and perch like that. So awesome rods, and we have a really good detailed product video on them on the Westin Fishing YouTube channel. As well, we have a really thorough run through of the whole spinnerbait MVibe series. So probably there's going to be a link below. So if you want to know more about these specific products, we have a really great run through on our YouTube. Whoop. Careful, little strike. It's another one of these. All of them are basically the same size. I switched to the more visible color now, fire tiger-ish. And just a couple of casts, we have this nice little pike here. This is probably the longest one, but this is what I suspect. Look how skinny it is. I think that there is not a lot of food for the pike here. And actually I don't think that back in the days when I was here fishing, you only remember like the best parts of it. And it felt like I was catching nice pike all the time, but I was like a small boy. So probably this was just like the kind of pike I was catching. And they don't grow bigger. We haven't seen any bait fish. We only seen super small perch now. And then these small pike. And the longer they just get more skinny. So it feels like they don't really grow big here. There's nothing for them to eat. We've seen tadpoles here. That's basically like what they're eating probably. Just like eating chips for us. Oh, but it always feels like times were better back in the days when you look back, but you only remember like the best parts and stuff like that. So I don't think it was much better back in the days. This is basically what I was doing when I was a young boy here. But it's fun to see still, like go back and try it, because I've been thinking like, oh, maybe this lake could be good, but I really don't think so. But this is the reality of it. You don't go out and catch a lot of big pike every time. So this is just normal, but it's fun to see, but also a little bit sad. But it's cool. The strikes are cool, topwater strikes. The pike are beautiful. I wish there was big pike in here, but I really don't think so. And also the lake becomes super deep. Like just outside of the shore, it's like 5 meters deep directly, and it's 10 meters deep in the middle. So there's nothing really for the fish to hide in or hunt out there. And that's also like, I never caught anything outside of the weed line. Always amongst the lily pads was where I caught the fish. So I think there's just a bunch of super small pike running around here, and small perch eating tadpoles. But still, this is what I grew up doing. So a huge part of why I chose to go to this lake today, I mean, I wasn't counting on catching a huge pike or anything here, but this is one of the places where fishing started for me, and it felt suitable to go here because this is also where my journey at Westin is ending. Because after 14 years of this awesome company, I have chosen to step down and try something else. I'm not gonna go to a competitor. I'm gonna try to do something for myself. I have my podcast Time is Fish that I'm gonna work more with. And then I'm gonna also do some consulting and also start guiding. Not much, but on some specific locations that I'm very fond of. That's where I'm gonna start bringing people, share adventures and moments with. And I'm just super honored and happy to be a part of this journey, because when I started 14 years ago at Westin, it was just a small company. And being a part of this huge success story, now it's one of the biggest companies in Europe. It's just really awesome to be a part of that, and it's been such an honor. And I have so many friends still at Westin. Eric, the cameraman here, a bunch of people that I call some of my closest friends. And all of you that's been watching since we started this channel, I don't even remember how long ago it was, like 2017 or 16 or something. It's been really fun, this whole project. Meeting all of you on fairs and stuff like that, but be sure we'll still see each other in the future, and you can listen to me if you want to on Spotify. So but I just want to say a huge thanks for all these years. Hope you liked what we've been doing here, and hope you keep watching Westin Fishing and whatever you're gonna produce in the future. Eric, it's quite funny, like the first time we ever filmed together, me and Eric, we actually filmed in my last swamp donkey, the small boat, and we caught a 10-kilo pike that day. And now we're ending our film career together in also a super small little boat, but not so big pike. But Eric showed them the big pike, so they have something cool to lay their eyes on.